All right, everybody. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to draw some of the forms in the example and how to shade them using watercolor pencils. So right now I'm drawing the cube on the right side. I'm doing diagonal lines on the left and right, and then parallel horizontal lines on the top and bottom. If you did drawing and painting with me, this is kind of like 2-point perspective, but again, don't get too crazy on it. Just try to draw a form that looks similar to this cube, and then we're going to make the right-hand side of it darker. So I'm using blue in this demonstration. I'm pressing down a little bit harder with my watercolor pencil, especially on the edge, and then I'm fading slowly as I move to the right. I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. It's a little bit darker down there, the bottom left, and then it fades and gets lighter towards the top. So with watercolor pencils and watercolor itself, you want to leave the white of the paper for a highlight. I'm essentially leaving the top right pretty white. The top part of the cube in this example, I'm making darker along the edge and then having it fade slowly. So I did this pretty quickly. You want to take your time on it. Use the full remote block. And I'm going in with a little bit of black to make some shades. We talked about tints and shades in the color wheel. Shades of a color are adding black to it. I don't have to go crazy, just a little bit, especially on the edge. And then you're going to essentially blend the colors together using a watercolor brush. I'm starting in the white areas. I'm dipping my brush in a little bit of water, and I'm starting in the lightest areas. Don't use a whole lot of water. If it gets too watered down, it's just going to kind of drip everywhere. Then I'm going into the darker values with my watercolor brush. Now, the trick with watercolor is you can't touch different areas together or they're going to just drip into each other and you're going to lose all the value. So if you notice, I'm going to leave the top edge. I'm going to basically leave like a stripe in between the where the cubes connect, and I'm going to let it dry and move on to my next form. When it's completely dry, you can go back and kind of make sure it's completely filled in, but right now I'm leaving some space between the watercolor areas so they don't just drip into each other. All right, so I'm starting down with my second form and my third. You can trace a circle. I am using a cup for this circle. Circles are surprisingly very hard to draw, so just don't waste your time too much with that. Just trace a circle if you like. And then the top example is a value scale. It's not really a form, and it's just dark purple to light purple. Now you don't have a purple colored pencil, so blue and red, as you know from the color wheel exercise, make purple. It's never going to be like a bright crayon rocks purple, but it'll be a kind of maroonish shade. And you want to press down harder for the top and slightly go lighter on your pressure as you go down the value scale. You can use a little bit of black too at the top to make a darker value, and then lighten up as you go down. I'm going to just show you how to use the watercolor brush to kind of blend those values together. There's no perfect way to do it. This exercise and all the remote exercises are really about just practicing and getting comfortable with the materials. So when you feel ready, your turn. Upload your work when you're done at the end of the remote block. Don't wait to do it. Do it as soon as you're done so that you can get credit for today's remote assignment.